Okay, now today we will be studying discrete time option pricing, and the concept that we will be focusing on is the binomial model, a model which is an essential part of your exams, and often students are unable to solve the equations. Okay, so first of all we will be talking about the assumptions, that what are the basic assumptions. First, time moves in discrete increments. This is very essential, right? Not continuous. So, in discrete increments, and second is that price can move in the next period, will move to one of two new prices. What do we mean by this? Right, that there can be two possible options once the price moves from one period to the another. Right, for example, if we will be drawing it later on, so like this, right? So the one price will be s plus, the other price would be s minus. This is the thing we are talking about. In the next period it will move to one of two prices. So the price was s at the starting. Okay. Okay, now talking about the one period. One period means what? That one branch. If you look at it in the form of a tree diagram, so it's like a one branch, and two would mean like two branches. Okay. Okay, so in a one period binomial model, the price of the underlying stock starts off at a given level s and can either move one step upwards like this, one step down, right? So move up, so the price move up basically of u to a new price, new s plus 1, and it moves down by a factor of d to new s minus, right? Moves down, moves up for u, down for d. It's pretty easy to understand, right? Now what is u? U is a factor. U can be found this divided by this, so s plus divided by s, and similarly d can be found by s minus divided by s. It appears pretty straightforward, but trust me, the questions are a bit tricky. Okay, so similarly using this, s plus is equals to su, s minus is equals to s into d. Okay, now when we are talking about a European, if you remember, there were two types of options. First was European, the other was American. The only difference between the two, and it has been mentioned again and again in the LOS, the only difference is the exercise date, right? European can only be exercised at the end, while American option can be exercised at any date. So this is the biggest difference. There are no other differences. Okay, so when we are talking about a European call option, okay, when we are talking about this, and the price, exercise price, is denoted by x. So how we will be forming the equation? If the price of the stock in the next period equals s plus, right? So in the next period the price is s plus, then what will happen? The value of the call option, that is c plus, would be equal to, and this is the equation which you have to be mindful of, 0 s plus minus x. So this represents what? This represents the intrinsic value. It represents the intrinsic value or the payoff at expiration, at the date of expiration. Now similarly, this is of s plus. Then what will happen with s negative or s minus? It would be c minus. It is equivalent to max 0, and then what would be the price? S minus x, and this would be the same intrinsic value or the payoff at expiration. Most of the times what will happen? One of them would be a value, the other would be 0. But I am not just naming it yet, because once you will solve it, then you would realize and you would come to know, okay, this is how it's done. Okay, so till here I think so the concepts are clear. Moving on.